grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. Everybody! He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. Even Garstein. When they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down.
Hello everyone, I'm Piper. Welcome back to the First Journey for the final episode of Season 2. An important game today, the FA Trophy final against Barnet. The first chance for us to win silverware that isn't a league, an actual knockout competition. So the camera's on, the blazer's on, and good news for us, their top striker and one of the league's top goal scorers, JJ Hooper, is out. There's a bit of a grudge match between Barnet because they were the team that first broke our undefeated streak in the league. So they were the first team that ruined our chance of being invincibles of National League, which no one probably cares about, but it would have been cool for us. So, getting into transfers for next season. The end of season 1 video I felt was quite bulky, quite long. It was lots of segments. I felt like I did a section just on pre-contracts that I'd made, and then later on at the end of the video I spoke about transfers that I made and it felt bulky. That's not going to happen this video for 2 reasons. 1, I don't want it to, and 2, I've not made any really pre-contract signings apart from one player who I'll briefly talk about because there's only one, Jake Taylor, as we can see here. Another Jake. So many Jakes and Jacks on my team. Seems like a pretty good solid player. Only 17, free transfer. I don't think he wants much wages. He's not going to be on a lot of wages. So Jake Taylor's coming. I've already spoken about Callum Jones. He's coming on a permanent transfer. Words are tough. So I want to get onto my team quickly. This is what I consider to be my best team. Mostly, I'd probably put Ross in for Gomez or Young. This is a team that I'm going to be taking into League 2. There's a few places that I feel like I need to strengthen, that being left back, right back, maybe left midfield. But I'm thinking if I can get in a good centre midfielder, like Jake Taylor maybe, I can move McGee out to either wing. I also would like to get some cover, because Insol's leaving, so I'm going to need to get someone to come and replace Galliani if he were to get injured. So if I can get someone better than Galliani, that's great, but if I can get someone who's just like a temporary sub, that's fine for me. One thing I haven't decided on yet is Jack Redshaw. And what's making that tough is he scored a ridiculous amount of goals, as you can see over here. If we look at some of the awards, he was the top goal scorer by a considerable margin in the end. And he also won the National League Player of the season. So again, it's tough to kind of, even though I don't think stats-wise he's good enough, it's going to be tough to get rid of him because he's performance-wise played incredibly well. He was only 2-star by the coaches, but obviously he scored every penalty he's taken. He's still got some really good stuff. He's good at what he does, and I think that's what's making it tough. I don't know. I'm still not decided. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards keeping him just because it feels harsh to kind of, maybe that's sentimental. Maybe I shouldn't be sentimental. But anyway, so yeah, he was the National League player. We have the record low defeats and record high points. We also, I believe I've just seen it, got goal of the season, Jeff King. The first and second place came within 4 days of each other, Jeff King and Virgil Gomez, and then Omari Sterling James for, ironically, Barnet is on here, 20th of November. So getting into the game then, what shall we say? Go out there and sure, that'll do, whatever. Oh, we've even got a tunnel. Oh, I hate these. Sure, whatever, we hope so. He's really important. Yeah, whoever it is, I didn't read who you were talking about, but he's outstanding, I'm sure. So yeah, the only other thing that I can think about talking about this episode is I have signed a new staff member, another coach. Every few months I do ask them, can I have a new coach member? And they've let me, so that's good. Oh, and I completely forgot, I've just seen the form thing as well. Barnet, unfortunately for them, didn't make it through the playoffs. Good news for us is our good friend Frankie Bourne and Hartlepool managed to beat, I don't think it was Barnet in the final. I think they beat, whoever's in second, Solihull. They beat Solihull in the final. So they'll be joining us in League 2. What a start. Jake Young, across from Kinsella, fighting for his place on the left, at left back. Stadium looks quite empty, that's disappointing. Not exactly surprised, because I'm not sure FA Trophy finals are the most important thing in league football, but it looks incredibly empty. Like, you've got to raise the question, why didn't they, fill in the seats where the cameras would be? That would look better. I feel like there's no need to spread us all out so much. But either way, maybe it's, keeping to COVID rules. I don't know if, not sure they'd be in the game. I think this would be in next year. So either way, I'm talking rubbish now. But yeah, Cancelo again on the left. Looks like they've cleared it out. To Jones and to McGee in the middle. Nice ball forward. Galliani 2-0. Oh, it should have been 2-0. That's disappointing. I felt the goalkeeper preemptively dived, so he could have just chipped it over him to bottom corner. McGeever corner. We never score corners, so I wasn't particularly expecting much from it. This isn't good though. I'm nervous. I know we've got off to a good start. That was questionable, Hughes. Never mind. Good start. I'm nervous because obviously they beat us, I think, 3-1 to end our unbeaten streak. So I was leading up to this game quite concerned, are these my bogey team? Are they just, my bogey team? My bogey team? Are they dancing with me? We'll have a dance on the pitch afterwards. That'll cheer them up, no doubt, if we win. But I was concerned, it's one of those things where you think, is it just their formation or way of playing that's just happens to counter ours? But it's looking good so far. We do seem to be the dominant team. Harry Bunn's having a pretty poor game, so I'll probably take him off soon. Bring on Jeff King. Jake Young is 1 card away from suspension. I don't think that's going to be a problem game. I don't think we're going to be playing many more. We'll play him as a winger. I won't go into the whole defensive thing. I don't think we're going to be playing many more FA Trophy games after this one. We can try and win the Papa John's Trophy instead next year. That'll be exciting. It would be nice, I know I've spoken about it before, to, try and go through the leagues and win every trophy available to us. So, the FA Trophy, the Papa John's Trophy in League 1 and League 2. There's the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, and then obviously the Premier League. Oh, another goal. Jeff King there, what substitution. I'm taking all the credit for it. And then Jake Young putting the ball away. I just noticed they seem to have way more fans than we do. What's that about? Why are all their fans? They've all got to sit together and we've been spread out. That's bull. But anyway, I'm completely ignoring the goals. Well done, Jake Young. Another goal. I think I'm playing Jake Young over Ross simply because Jake Young I think he's the top goal scorer in the FA Trophy. So I kind of feel like he's earned it. As much as I probably would play Ross over him, and I'll make some substitutions now, just at the time. I'll bring on some people now so they can get a bit of a run out. They can get on the pitch. People who I like, I'll bring on Ross for Gomez. And I'll bring on, I don't like Duckworth. Duckworth's been a long-serving player for me, but at the same time, he's put on a lot of very poor performances, so I do have a bit of a vendetta against him. I want to bring on Cisse. I'll bring him on for Jones. There you go, that'll do. I'll have a run out for the final 10 minutes of the game. This is where we concede 3, don't we, in the final 2 minutes, and we lose. That's all because I took off Callum Jones. I'm joking, game, please don't do it. Oh my, what was that? Did that bounce off the crossbar twice? That was amazing. Corners, we can't score them. Can we defend them? It wasn't necessarily us defending rather than them missing. But yeah, I'm hoping in the there goes another trophy for us. Don't have anything I guess I can raise my glass. Not my glass, my tankard. Woo. I'm really happy to win this. I'm not showing it. Don't have an emotional face, I guess, but I'm very happy to win the FA Trophy. My suit usually does fit in with the York City colours, but in this instance, it really doesn't. But I'm just clapping. Do we not have a trophy? Oh, we do. There he is. He's waving it. It looks very plastic, the trophy. I'm just clapping away there. I'm not going to clap because I don't want to clap into the microphone. We are walking around to our, it looks like there's a lot more fans there now. Maybe they've moved down a little bit, but what a great day for York City this. We've done the double, I believe. The trophy and the FA Trophy. The trophy and the FA Trophy. The league and the FA Trophy. We've got an achievement unlocked there. Park the bus. That sounds about right for me, if I'm honest. Sure, whatever. I don't care about any of this. I will say, I do think press conferences are the one thing that I understand why they added it into the game, but at the same time, you are kind of like, I get it, but it is sort of draining. So we'll just have a quick read through these. We've done the double. We've got 60k. Wow. That's our finances sorted for the next 10 years, no doubt. I played you all perfectly. You're right. I'm the Hannibal Lecter of managers, minus, the cannibalism and all that. So yeah, they're pleased with winning a trophy. That's good. Not quite fully happy. What did I need to do to get 100%? What was that? Oh, you did at some point concede a goal, so we're not fully pleased. Young played well, of course he did. So we earned 60k for winning, and then we paid 40k of that out to bonuses. So yeah, fair enough. So none of this really matters, I don't think. I'll do the press conference off camera because I'm sure while you would love to sit through it, you wouldn't. Let's not even make a joke about it. So yeah, Hartlepool beat Solihull Moors in the final of the league playoffs. Yeah, words are tough. So yeah, Hartlepool are through. Relegated was Boreham Wood, Woking, Bromley and Maidenhead. None of this really matters. So let's look at the more interesting stuff before we get into the end of season awards of the higher leagues. So promoted, it looks like it was Sunderland, Exeter and Forest Green. Is the playoff final still to go off? Yeah, so either Newport County or Carlisle are going to get promoted into League One. And going down into the National League is Bolton and Swindon, 2 jobs that I turned down earlier in the season and referred to as poison chalices. Looks like I was correct on that. League One, and the final is Hull and Crewe. You can do it, Crewe. League table, Barnsley and Preston have been promoted. And going down is Colchester, Accrington, Northampton and Tranmere. None of these jobs I'm particularly interested in, so I'm going to stay at York for another year at least, because there's just no real jobs that are exciting and, on offer. Wimbledon is potentially one that would have been interesting maybe, because there's some history there, isn't there? Obviously trying to get them back up to the Premier League before they were turned into MK Dons. That'd be interesting, but maybe not for now. In the Championship, going into the Premier League is West Brom, Sheffield United and either Brentford or Derby. And going down is MK Dons, as I was just mentioned, Portsmouth and Coventry. So some 2 fallen giants and a very new team going down. Rotherham, who were interested in me, have managed to avoid the drop, so well done to them. You didn't need me, clearly. And in the Premier League, Man U have won the league quite comfortably by the looks of it, 18 points. So yeah, very samey up here. No big surprises. Apart from Arsenal, well done Arsenal, getting into the top 6. Hey, good on you. You made it. One day, you might compete for Europe. I mean, the Champions League, obviously, technically in Europe. Beat Tottenham, though, so quite a distance between them and Tottenham. Bournemouth just about missing out, unfortunate for them. Brighton, Leeds, who's going down? Leicester, Newcastle, and Nottingham Forest. Is that actual Leicester's? That's interesting that Leicester have their badge is actually on here, but no one else's. Didn't notice that. Rather than none other Premier League team. Talking rubbish again, aren't I? Something that I did want to talk about, actually, something that really interested me, and I'm tempted to do like just a random opinion video on this, is if we look at staffs. Emma Hayes is the current favourite to be Doncaster manager, the next Doncaster manager. In real life, Emma Hayes is the manager of Chelsea Women's, and she was linked recently to a job in men's football. It wasn't a very prestigious one, and she called it insulting, which I agreed with. I might go into it in more detail. I can't remember the exact details of it. But yeah, she was also the manager of Stevenage before she was fired. And now she's, possibly going to be the manager of Doncaster. And I think it's pretty cool that she's in the game. And it does make me wonder, how long until a manager of her quality, because she is an incredible manager. This is what I'm thinking about doing an opinion video on, is, talking about the job she's done at Chelsea and how she's keeping up with Manchester City. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting that there might be a female manager in charge of, professional club in this game. There's no real jobs here that I look at and I think, that'd be interesting. Maybe Watford, Wolves, but again, I feel like it's skipping too far ahead. Let's get on to the end of season awards then. So here we are at the end of season review. It does pop up the achievement, the boss, which you get for winning Manager of the Year award. So I guess I've won Manager of the Year. It hasn't told me in inbox yet, but I guess I have. What's interesting is that I won the league by quite a margin last year, and I didn't get Manager of the Year for that. So I think that's a bit harsh. But anyway, let's not get bitter about the past. Let's have a look at the end of season awards. The new arrivals, Jake Young, totally new arrival. Has he actually got signing of the year? Which is interesting because he was on loan for us on our first season. We permanently signed him for this season. They're not happy with the fee. It's an 80 grand. We've got 2 million in the bank and you're upset about 80 grand. Will Ross and Virgil Gomez got a higher rating, but they didn't play probably as many games as probably. Of course they didn't play as many games as him. Agungbo did really well. He probably would have been signing of the season if he unfortunately didn't have to go and play at left back when I needed him to. Board are just happy about all these deals. Like, I say happy, what I mean is like they've all got C's. I'm kind of wondering like, what does it take to get a B? A C plus. His wages are too high. His wages are quite high to be fair, but I think he's earned them. He's done pretty well in goal. They're happy with Kieran Cole. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that he had a thing in his contract, a clause that if he played 5 games, he got another year. And he played 5 games in the league, and so he's got another year in his contract, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. A B for Easton Hughes, which I think's interesting, because he didn't play as well as other players have done, and not quite as many games, but whatever. They're okay with Casey. They're happy about these. See, I'm not happy about minimum release clauses because I'm scared about losing my best players, but I guess 270 grand is a lot of money for this level. I think they're just going to be happy with most of the signings, aren't they? Yeah, I'm curious. Are you happy with Gomez and Will Ross? Only C's. Imagine scoring 9 goals on 13 games and the board going, it's alright, it's not great. I didn't look at transfers out. Did he care? They don't care, do they? So, they expected us to get in the top half. We won the league, so A+ at that. 95% home attendance. That's brilliant, that's amazing. Does raise the question of will we be increasing the stadium, which I think I spoke about before, but it's only just been built, this stadium, so I can't imagine them doing that anytime soon, which is, I guess, unfortunate for the future. But anyway, so they wanted us to get to the first round of the FA Cup. We got to the second round and unfortunately got knocked out in extra time, I believe, to Mansfield. So a C+ to that. Jake Young again, here on top goal scorers, Jamie Insall as well. And the FA trophy, only an A- because, apparently there's more we can do than winning it, I guess. But yeah, is it because we drew that game? If we won that game, maybe they'd have said it was perfect. Like, we barely conceded the goal. We didn't concede many goals. I mean, we conceded a few, but we got a lot of clean sheets. So I feel like A- is harsh. But again, very good home attendance. Just 95% across board. I'm guessing then that we couldn't have got any higher than that amount. Like maybe it's capped at 95%. But anyway, moments to remember. There were times where the fans didn't think it was possible, but some great goals and impressive results made them believe. Okay, so biggest win was 6-0 against Maidenhead. Match to remember was 4-0 against Eastleigh. And the goal of the season was, what ended up being the league's goal of the season, was Jeff King's goal against Wrexham. Now, I'll admit that I never remember these. It's always kind of awkward, like, an unforgettable goal that I forgot. But yeah, some very good results. Lots of clean sheets this year, which pleases me as a Park the Buzz enthusiast. So money-wise and reputation-wise, it hasn't gone up at all. I guess, hopefully next year it'll go up as we start to kind of, if we can establish ourselves as a league club in League 2, maybe try and challenge for top half of the table. Hopefully, maybe we can get that increased a bit. There was no new sponsorship deals, but revenue-wise, it seemed we've gotten a lot better. Broadcast revenue is a whole 20k. Oof, wow, we're rich. We've got all the stonks. 190k in sponsorship, so we've all gone up. That's good. A lot more doubled. Well, not quite doubled. Corporate and hospitality. Competition prize money. Nice. And match day. So £1 million on match day commercial and retail. That's really important to us at this level, I guess. That's amazing. And let's have a look at merchandise sales. So, yeah, pretty good. Young, Gomez, 69, of course. That should be number one, really. McGee, or David Beckham. I'm surprised Zidane Iqbal's on there, but fair dues. I'm sorry to the fans who bought his shirt and then only really got to see him in about 10 games. How we lined up. So this is our best 11. Best 11 of the season or of all time? The season, I'm thinking. Kind of wonder, did Duckworth, was he better than Hughes? I don't think he was. By the end of it, I don't think he was. Hughes became my first choice right back at the end of the season. What I think is most interesting is Jack Redshaw got top goal scorer, player of the season, but he's not in my top 11. Instead, Will Ross and Jake Young are in there. So I'm going to presume that comes down to maybe, I think Jake Young only scored 2 less goals than him, but got 5 more assists. I wonder if maybe he's more important to how we play, like he was setting up the goals for Redshaw. But yeah, I think this is about right. Yeah, Agungbo, Quinsar, Duck. Again, you can see the major issue is the fullbacks, which I think is the problem. Problem that I've had since the first season, to be fair. I don't know if it's my style of play or if it's the match engine just doesn't really value what fullbacks do. So manager awards, lots of manager of the months, and then we've got the manager of the year. Club awards, this is interesting. Fans player of the season is Jake Young, fair enough. Young player, Jake Young, fair enough. Signing of the season, Jake Young, again, fair enough. So I guess he is signing of the season, but it's his second season here, so it's a strange one. Top goal scorer, as I mentioned earlier, Jack Redshaw, 35 goals in all competitions. So he only scored 4 goals outside of the league. Interesting. Most assists, I think it was tied. I think quite a few people got 10. I know Galliani did, Bunn did, and I think someone else did, but I don't know who. Most player of the match awards, Jack Redshaw with 10. Highest average rating was Will Russ, who did get the highest average rating in the league, yet wasn't considered for any awards for that, so unfortunate. And most passes completed per 90 minutes was Emmanuel Adebayi, who didn't play that many games this year, unfortunately, so I guess that kind of taints it in a way, because he didn't play that many games. Anyway, record breakers, most overall goals by a player in a season is Jack Redshaw at 35. Most league goals by a player in a season, again, Jack Redshaw 31. Most goals by a player in a match, Jack Redshaw at 5. So this is a Jake Young section, this is the Jack Redshaw section. Most clean sheets by a player in a season, 26 by Bro. That's amazing, that's insane, 26 in a season. That's very impressive. Most player of the match awards was also Jack Redshaw. History in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off, and it didn't go unrewarded yet. We won 2 trophies, A remarkable season for York. Started superbly and never let up. They are deservedly going up. That's true. And that spell of football at the start of the season was the making of York. I agree with all of these things being said. So yeah, that's all done. Okay, so this is the all-time 11. Who's got inducted? So unfortunately, Brad Watkins has been kicked out. I'm sorry. Bill Ross got in there. Jake Young now. So really, this is my overall. So that was my overall best 11. Damn, I'm kind of surprised. I guess Kinsala's probably played more because last season we kind of split the left backs between Newton and the other guy whose name has escaped me. So I'm kind of surprised he's got in there. I can see why Duckworth's in there now over the course of 2 seasons over Hughes. Kind of feel sorry for Brad Watkins being kicked out that early. I think this is probably going to be Brown's last year on here. I think Quinzel will probably take over next season. Kind of surprised that Say is on the bench because I don't think his rating's been that high. He's had some very good performances eventually, he did, but he started off not that great. So I'm kind of surprised he's on the bench. And saying that, I don't think we've had that many centre midfielders who could compete. It's pretty much just been Jones, McGee. I don't know who played there last season with Adebayo maybe. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So next season, they want us to play defensively solid football, play direct football, and play counter-attacking football. All desired, work within the wage budget, yep. And they want us to get to mid-table. So they're not going to give us a season to kind of, get established, I guess. Not just avoid relegation, they want us straight in at mid-table, which is the same as this season. So I'll accept it. I could try and negotiate these things out, but I can't be bothered. Which is maybe not the right attitude to have, but either way. So this might be a problem next season. If Matty Brown does leave, I'm going to need someone to step up. And ultimately, I don't know who that's going to be out of these players. So that's something that I might have to try and work on. Maybe try and sign someone with a high reputation or good leadership. I was manager of the year, as we can see here. I'm kind of surprised that Barnett, David Irwin got ahead of Frankie Bunn. With Barnett not expected to come that high overall? 12th. So yeah, actually, never mind. Well done to Barnett. Where were Hartlepool? Hartlepool was supposed to finish. Hartlepool, they were expected to come 4th. So yeah, I guess makes sense. I don't think we were expected to come 1st, or were we in the end? 14th. So yeah, I definitely end it. Thank you, game. Fellow managers of the league, I appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so that's it for this season. Next video, we'll be looking at the kind of what signings I make. I do have a short list to go through, which I'll briefly pop up. This is what I'll be spending my time doing, going through, not that list. This is the list of players that I'm looking at, thinking of signing. None of these people. I didn't put these on there. So ignoring those kind of failed youth intake people who will be leaving. So yeah, this is the list of people I'm going to be going through and deciding which ones are worth signing. So yeah, other than that, I think we'll probably play the first game of the season. So yeah, I hope I see you next episode. Thank you for watching this one and have a wonderful day.